Hello, and welcome to another episode of McMullen Stories, the Reddit story podcast so wholesome you'd bring it home to meet your parents. As always, this episode is brought to you by McMullen Brands on Etsy. Let's get to today's story.
I just found out I am 5 weeks pregnant last week with a guy that I went on 3 dates with. Basically ghosted after the third after being slightly love-bombed. I took plan B and it didn't work. I've taken plan B in the past with no problems. Sometimes delay periods we used a condom but it fell off and then proceeded to continue without one dong. I know. I am 35F and very much so pro-choice. I've had 2 abortions over 10 years ago while in committed, long-term relationships. I am very happy I did. I was not ready for a child. I don't imagine this man wanting anything considering I was ghosted and I never tried to reach back out due to fear of retraction. I told him I would take plan B and not to worry about anything when we talked about contraceptives and I would take care of it. And I did try with plan B, but it didn't work. And before everyone jumps down my throat about plan B and having 2 abortions in the past 15 years, I have always been in very committed, long-term relationships where both parties want children. Things happen, condoms break. I am considering an abortion and immediately freezing my eggs for a few years down the road, but having a very subtle second thought. I would not want to go past 12-13 weeks personally unless it was something medical related. I always said if I did not get pregnant with a partner that I trusted by the time I was around 38-39, I would just have a child on my own. I was in a previous relationship and we were not avoiding getting pregnant, but I am very lucky that I didn't as he turned out to be an awful human and we have been broken up for nearly 3 years. I honestly wasn't sure if I could even still get pregnant over the past 10 years, but here we are. I don't want this guy to feel like this a trap. I am fully prepared that this would be on my own. I've always wanted to be a mom and I know I will be a great mother. I have a small village that will support me and I know it will be tough, but I know I can do it. I have a good career and good insurance, some debt, and live in an apartment. I'm not doing this in hopes that we get together. I think we could cooperate just fine if he was interested. At this point, I want to get all the genetic testing done and be sure everything is sound there before even addressing this with him. He is in his late 40s and has a good career and seems like a good enough guy. Just stuck in modern day dating BS. I do worry about what other people would think, like I trapped him or didn't stick to my word about not worrying and taking care of it. We have mutual friend group through association. Again, I'm very pro-choice, and that is still an option for me. And then I really start taking dating seriously and hopefully find someone I trust enough to consider having a child, but there is a side of me that thinks maybe I should just do this, even if it is on my own. I imagine that dating as a single mother is no easy thing and won't be 2 years from now if I have a child, but that also doesn't bother me. I spent my entire 20s and early 30s in long-term relationships. Just put this here for some thoughts filling all over the place, but with a plan, I guess.